Hey there guys, how's it going? So the anniversary isn't quite here just yet, but we've been having these really awesome countdown events going on. But as of today, this brand new event's popped up known as the Super Challenge Power Quest, which is a hell of a mouthful, but nonetheless a bit of a challenge. I don't think it was quite as difficult as the last Almighty Challenge, but some of you might still be having troubles with it. But the good news is it can definitely be turtled. I know because I just did it myself, and I'm here to show you how. So, I think the real winner here is going to be Zexion HD, or HD Zexion. It's probably the easiest medal to get a hold of in terms of defensive survivability. None of the people that I know have Chicken Little in their setups, but I think Chicken Little would be an excellent medal to help you get through this if you do have it, if you paid for VIP that one time. But I've got a few other setups from the people on my Discord who, I guess I'll ask for their permission to use their setups by the time I post this video. Thanks guys, preemptively. This is how I did it though, and I'll show you guys how they did it, so hopefully we can help you out. The philosophy behind mine right here is because, okay, so two priorities when you're trying to turtle, right? Obviously you're trying to build up enough defense to be able to survive the enemy's hits. In this case, 3 casts of HD Zexion, which is a medal that lasts 2 turns, right? So in the first turn you effectively cast it 3 times. In the second turn, and all turns beyond effectively, so long as you're always able to cast it 3 times, will effectively be 6 casts of that medal, right? 6 is more than enough to survive every single hit that the 2 Iron Giants that are together can do to you, which is fantastic. So that's the priority taken care of in those 3 medal slots. Outside of that, deal as much damage as possible. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going to buff up as much as possible beforehand, and then use my defensive buffers to actually also deal damage at the same time. And I'm going to do that on the Moogle of Glory to take the most advantage of the copycat medals that I have, copying this one in particular. So because I want him here, I definitely want him towards the back, right? So the Moogle of Glory made the most sense to me because I can chuck another copycat medal here. And luckily I have this particular copycat medal gilted, which is very nice, means I can copy backwards as well, and get all the casts I need, as well as dealing a decent amount of damage. So long as you're dealing a decent amount of damage, this thing will die eventually. It's just up to basically preserving your sanity for how long it's going to take. So again, as long as you can turtle it, even if you're only dealing 500 damage per per turn to the opponents, eventually, I mean, I put your device on charge, whether it's an iPhone, Android, whatever. I put the device on charge, leave it on auto mode, and go walk away and, you know, watch a movie or something, and then come back. But in theory, eventually it should die, right? So long as your defensive capabilities always go exactly the same way, and you're dealing out at least some damage, eventually the thing will die. So for me, I decided that my main damage dealer was going to be this HD Leon towards the back there, because I only really had 1 slot left at that point, and this is a pretty decent medal because of that area of effect and the fact that it's a good multiplier. Anyway, I've talked for long enough. How about I just show you what the hell I actually did and prove that it works. Let's get going though. So there are 2 attacks that the Iron Giant's going to do. He's going to do like a little chop, and he's also going to do like a little drill like rocket boost thing. I don't know what to call it, but let's see those attacks in action. Oh, one thing to note, my Zexion has extra attack, but I won't be using that in this challenge until you guys can see for a fact that 3 casts of this medal. So that was 1, 2, let's turn auto off real quick. 3 casts of this medal is more than enough with defense boost 3 max. I don't know if you can get away with any less than that, and you definitely will want a maximum defense skill, because you know, defense boost 3 max wipes away 80% of the damage done by your opponent. Okay, here we go. Okay, so 2 things happened there. See, the guy on the right, he did the chop, and it did 1822 damage. The guy on the right did the zip boop thing. That thing does way more damage than just the singular chop does. So remember how before I mentioned that there are going to be effectively 2 turns to notice. So the first turn will only effectively get 3 casts. We're way weaker there than we're going to be on the second turn. The second turn and beyond, we should have 6 casts of it. So there's effectively 4, 5, and now 6 casts effectively of HD Zexion being applied here. So we're going to make sure he does that drill bloop attack thing again, and just see how much damage it does to us this time. The answer should be next to nothing. Okay, there were the 2 chops, and see how they did about 1/3 of the damage that they did before, which is good. We'll play through it again and just make sure we get that drill attack. After that, you're pretty much golden though. Like I said, nothing can really touch you. It's up to you to just slowly whittle the enemies down at this point. And again, that's why every little bit helps. So here I'm dealing, what, 800, 700,000 damage per hit on this guy right here, which all adds up over you know, 5 to 10 minutes. So it's a decent amount of time. Okay, so that was 6 casts again, because the first 3 wore off. The second 3 from the previous turn were fine. And then the next 3 from this turn. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, so they both did that attack that time and did nothing. It didn't kill us. So, defense boost 3 max, I would definitely recommend. Could you get away with defense boost 2 max? I reckon you could, but again, you would definitely need at least 3 casts. You would need to get lucky, and you would need to have... I would recommend having some additional like HP plus traits, like HP plus 800 a few times. Oops. Okay, so I'd use it 3 times just then. Again, like you've seen that you can survive with 3 turns. The fact that I have 4 just means I'm less likely to die, but I mean the chance is 0. This should never ever go differently. This will never ever go differently now because defense boost is going to trigger every single time. I always have enough SP to fire off all the moves, so it's never ever going to go differently. So that's that. While this is going on in the background, how about I show you what other guys have done and we can talk about their setups. So again, I'm preemptively getting permission, please, off the guys from my Discord chat. And let's have a little peek here. Okay, so this should be a slideshow going, so we'll start from this image here. Okay, so we have a counterpoint setup right here with extra attack on the HD Zexion. And it looks like it's... Okay, I should set that for a little bit longer. So this guy's his counterpoint right here. So what have we got? We've got Namine copying Kairi, so there's the same sort of boost that we just talked about before. And then we have HD Vanitas with extra attack copying Zexion. So again, 3 casts, and then at the end just damage. So big damage from slot 5, obviously HD Aqua is very good, and then Illustrated Donald very good as well. So basically the same sort of structure as mine. Boost with Kairi at the front, boost with Kairi, 3 casts of Zexion, and then big damage in the last couple slots. What do we got here? We've got a Darknor, which is very, very interesting. I believe it's going to be the same sort of deal again with multiple casts of... Whoops. Okay, we'll come back to that one on the way around. Counterpoint, a different counterpoint this time, but the same sort of theory, I guess. Extra attack on slot 3. Interesting. Okay, so they only have 2 casts of HD Zexion. They do have an additional 800 HP though, so I wonder if that makes the difference. Someone else here. Oh, look at that. So we've got HPO and Vexen. That's fantastic. I haven't seen those in ages. This is a very, very, very defensive setup based on a Diamond Dust Keyblade. Very nice. So yeah, just again boosting defense as high as possible, and then trying to get some damage out. That would be awkward though because nothing's really doing heaps of damage, unfortunately. So I imagine that would have taken a while, but eventually would have gotten the job done. Okay, here we have another Diamond Dust with, I can only assume, 2 to 3 casts of HD Zexion and a single target medal. That's the thing. I was using area of attack, but area of effect, but there's no reason that you couldn't use a single target medal and just whittle them down one by one. It's still totally valid. And this is the one that we had at the start before. And I wanted to talk about the counterpoint that's going to pop up in a sec. So we'll go through this one and then we'll get back to that. And my guy's still going in the background there, so... I'll look at him real quick. Still 800 bars to go. Okay, Darknor, great. Okay, so what we have a reverse setup, so we're copying Illustrated Shion EX, and then we're copying HD Zexion again, and no extra attack to be seen, so we only have 2 casts, but it apparently has worked for them, so I might ask them how they went, but it looks like 2 casts did the trick. I wonder if they had like a defense boost 4, or just additional... I didn't catch it, they had extra HP on it. But yeah, it's gone pretty well. This thing's almost done, so I might just fast forward through the rest of it for you guys. And when we do that, then I can show you that the setup is also very applicable to this month's monthly gem quest, so we can take a look at that as well. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Bye. Alrighty, there we go. That took a while. Alright, so the point is that it can be done quite easily. So, fantastic. Let's move on to the monthly gem quest. So now this one, I did with 4 casts of extra attack, 4 casts of HD Zexion per turn. And same again, I believe I died in the first turn, but then was able to be rezzed, or kept alive rather, every other turn by effectively having 7 casts of HD Zexion. Well, 8, sorry, but effectively, I think there's no point doing it after the 7th in terms of damage. In terms of debuffs, just because there's only 7 tiers of buffs and debuffs in the game right now. Anyway, monthly gem quest. I might as well just skip to the end of this because the only difficult part is these 2 enemies at the back here, so the Assault Dragon and the Gear Golem, whatever the hell it's called. I'll just skip ahead to the final room of enemies and then we'll play from there. Apart from that, guys, I'm looking forward to Anniversary. I hope you guys are too, and I'll see you later. I'm gonna go to bed. Bye.